How's it going, everybody? How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can see me in the chat. And I'll post the link over in. Links posted. Link to live show. Hop over there. So how are y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing good. I can see I can see the chat. Do ignore the mess. Do ignore the mess from behind me. This is our nanny actually got these toy for our for the twins. They love running. My camera's backwards. They love running through that thing. So I'm looking forward to the new home that we're getting. We'll move there over the summer. I'll have my own little space, my own little office space. So that'll be really nice. First trading day of the new year. We'll jump in and talk about that and talk about New Year's resolutions. I'm not a big fan of them in the sense of I don't take one day a year that I like focus and I like redo everything. I kind of try to do that as I go and live, and I don't like pick one day, well, okay, I got to change this stuff about myself. Like technically speaking, I like to do that every week, you know, or whatever it is if you've got things you need to fix. But I do want to talk about something I think is very important for New Year. And for those of you guys who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and give our disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not offering you stock picks, investment advice, financial advice, anything like that. This is for purely informational, and everything that you hear here is just my opinion. That's all it is, and that's all it's worth. So take it as that. The strategies, if I show any or that we see any, you should not try to duplicate them. You should do your own thing and understand understand things on your on your own and apply them as you see fit. Hope everyone had a great New Year and a great Christmas. I did. I was down in Georgia with family. I came back. That's why I didn't do anything. I was down there, had a great time, spent time with the wife's family, and great Christmas. The kids got a lot of presents. I think they liked the boxes as much as they liked anything else, which was nice. So they had fun with that. And then ended up with COVID, came back up here. I'm fine. Everyone was fine. It's just, I think everyone's going to get this. So, is what it is. And then I didn't trade much when I was down there. I traded a few days, and I think I ended up a little bit green, and I ended the year green, which I was happy about. And then I started off this year green. But there was something specific that I wanted to talk about. And instead of doing some trade reviews, I'll show some people for a little bit. We'll talk really quickly about what's going to be happening the next couple months. I'm going to be doing some videos where I break down strategies that we do. And I break down the strategies, my rules for the strategies, how they work, what the terminology is, what you need to be looking for to trigger them. So we'll have videos up on this channel, and I'll have a playlist set up, including a master video that kind of is an acclimation video. And you should, if you are watching this and you've never watched our stuff before, you should never just jump in this room and try to do what we do. It is very dangerous. I know I posted a video yesterday of me making some money back in early or mid-December. You can lose that much money in a lot quicker of time if you don't know what you're doing and you're not cautious. So what we're doing is not something that you should get into without getting acclimated. So there's going to be some acclimation videos coming to help people who are new, who are kind of coming into this, and to even refresh some of the people that still do it and have questions and stuff. And I'll have live trading and show some of that kind of stuff. So that's going to be coming in the very near future. If you look in Discord, I'll post a link to Discord in here, and you can trade with us live every day in Discord. If that's something that you're interested in, you can jump in and ask questions. Usually we don't answer them in the first hour or so, but I'm usually online after that. And we talk, answer questions. There's a lot of helpful people and great traders, better traders than me in there. So, we learn from each other and we continue to improve. I'll be doing setup videos. I'll drop my face out of the way of this really quick. And so you can kind of see this is my TC2000 setup. I'll be going over setup videos for this and setup videos for Fidelity. The Fidelity one I think I'm going to have drop tomorrow with a brand new setup video. If you look at my videos, the number one with the most views is the setup video. So I'm going to be doing one with that. I'll do a TC2000 one where we talk about some stuff in there and just kind of putting stuff together and working on building the channel. So if you do want to support, I'll stop rambling now, but like the video, share it, subscribe it, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Let them know what we do here, and if they want to learn this type of stuff, whether it's a side income, a main income, whatever it is, I hope to be helping people learn and navigate the stock market. And if you see new art on the YouTube channel, that's from a guy in our Discord called Ditter. He's helped me design it, or actually he did almost all of it. I just took a picture, but he did all of it, put it together. He's going to help me produce some of the videos and stuff. So if you're interested in that, I can give you his information, and if you're interested in that kind of stuff, he does it for other people too. So, drop him a like and let me know if you would need that kind of work done. He does a great job. So all the new logos and stuff you're going to see, video tags, he does all that. So to the topic of this video, New Year's resolution. I am a strategic thinker. I'm not always, and it's very easy to get, and I'll explain what that means. It's easy to get caught up in tactical thinking or in short-term thinking. Strategic thinking is big picture view. It is zoomed out on a map, grand strategy, wide view of everything. It's seeing everything that's happening, everything, and it's kind of seeing your long-term goal, your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal, your, whatever it is. Where do I want to be a year from now? And not necessarily for me at New Year's, it doesn't have that much significance to me, but culturally it does. People talk about New Year's resolutions, and really what they're talking about is, where they want to be a year from now, where they want to see themselves a year from now. And I want to encourage people who trade in this room, who are here, to keep that in mind when we're trading every single day. When you come into the market, I did a video when I talked about things for new traders who are just getting into the market and how much $100 a day is, how much $500 a day is, and what that adds up to. And for those of us who trade with more size, what's $2,000 a day? What's $4,000 a day? It's almost $1 million a year, $4,000 a day. If you can print $5,000 a day. There are some people in this room who are successful traders and who do well, but because of the style of trading that we do, and because of the numbers we print and the numbers that we win and the numbers that we lose, we lose perspective of the long-term goals. And we destroy where we could be because we were so focused in on the tactical nature of the trades that we're doing, of the strategies, of getting sucked in and getting tunnel vision to, whatever strategies we're trying to trade, whatever names we're trying to trade. And we're thinking about the amount of money that we can make if this trade works right now. And we're taking risk that we probably shouldn't take, and we're taking size that we shouldn't take, and what we call bending into names and into setups at the wrong times of day when it's not working, when the run has done. If you play cards or something, it's like you get the hot hand or the hot deck, and then it kind of fizzles out, and you realize that, and and that's dying, it's going away. Instead of identifying that and realizing what that last run did for us, like that, the last video I posted was a run. It was a 15-minute run for me. And I have some like that often where I have in that range, not always that much, less sometimes, and where you have runs where you just make money. And then you instantly give back because you don't realize what you're doing, or you do, and you're just slamming it, and you've got tunnel vision, and you're sucked in to the trade, and you're sucked into making 50,000 or 20 or 25 or some dumb number. And it could even be 2,500. It doesn't have to be thousands. For guys who are getting into this, who are younger, it could be $500, $600, $1,000, and you don't see how much that is over the course of a year. If you could just put one run like that down a week or a day, and you could just lock in that $2,000 profit a day, which a lot of people in this room hit, or you hit the $500 a day, and you lose perspective. And because you lose perspective, you lose the ability to see everything tactically. Instead of seeing things tactically or strategically, where you see where can I be a year from now, you see where am I today and how can I get more today. Whereas if we just stopped when we got up and when we got green and we walked away, we would be so much better off at the end of the year. So my goal for the new year is to focus on, before I sit down and trade in the morning, instead of thinking, like I hated when Tesla gapped up today. I hate gap ups that are that big. Not because I get FOMO, because I wasn't in it overnight. I don't almost never take overnights. It's because then it doesn't trade as well, and it's usually choppy. I prefer like $5, $10 gap ups, just right above the moving averages, and it can bounce up and go off. I really don't like those big ones. So it's hard. But instead of starting the day and being like 10 grand, or I'm going to make my month now, or I'm going to make whatever back, instead of coming in with a single day tactical view of my trading, I'm going to try every day, and I encourage other people to think about this, is to think in the year. What are your goals for this year? What can trading do for you? If you are consistent and you can put together consistent days, and pick a number, it doesn't matter. Money shouldn't be the focus. Smart trading should be. But if you can trade smartly and make some money, and you about know what you do when you trade smart, where will you be? Where will you be next year at this time? And what decisions did you make in the last year that stopped you from being there now? Because a lot of people made choices, and they wrote me about them and DM me, emailed me about them, about the choices they made that hurt themselves in the previous year. What can you change going into the new year to make it where you don't do those things? I think one of the biggest things you can do, mindset-wise, is that long-term view. I don't have to make it all today. I don't have to hit home runs today. I can just be consistent. I can just trade consistently. And it goes beyond trading. It goes to your health. It goes to your relationships with your wife, with your friends, or your spouse, with other people. And what changes can you make today that are going to help you be the person you need to be and want to be for the future? What health choices can you make today, whether it be working out, whether it be doing some type of hobby that you really like, sporting, eating less fast food or drinking less soda, whatever it is. And instead of focusing so much on the instant gratification, so let's say the instant gratification, the mental high of bending into trades and smashing stuff and kind of just, doing what we want to do, sitting back, trading intelligently, finding the good trades. Instead of drinking the Coke, drinking the water. Instead of drinking the alcohol, the whiskey, the whatever it is, having something else. Instead of, go through your different things. Instead of doing this, if I did this, I'm fighting this short-term battle to make a better choice. What is the payoff going to be next time, this time next year? It's easy to skip the gym once. You go to the gym every day, you get in that routine, you get lazy one day, you get tired one day. You should always take rest days, but then you take an extra rest day when you shouldn't have, or something like that. And it's pretty easy to take that one, but soon one turns into two, two turns into three, and then four, and then it's a month and a half and you haven't been to the gym, and then your habits fall out. Well, the same thing happens when we're trading. It's like, it's really easy to trade stupid sometimes. It's really easy to trade stupid and make money sometimes, actually, when the market is really good. Someone asked a question about a bear market. Answer it in a minute, although I don't think we're going to be in a bear market. There's always corrections. But, if you are trading intelligently and you're making smart decisions every day, and sometimes those smart decisions are just logging off, do you sometimes leave, or run on the table that would have been fun? Or do you sometimes miss things? Or do you sometimes not catch breakouts? Yeah, of course you do. Um, but what does it do over the course of the year? How many times last year, if you would have just taken the money and logged off, would you have been okay? Would you have been better than you were the day before? Honestly, if you would have traded the first, whatever, got green, and then when you realized you were green and you were done with a run in a name, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Nvidia, instead of looking for the next hot run and hot name, if you're just like, hey, okay, I'm done, or I'm sizing down massively, I still want to practice trading, I still want to do this, but instead of doing 10 contracts, I'm going to do one contract. And you pretty much lock in and protect that day. Maybe you catch another move, maybe you don't catch another move. Are you better off? Would you have been better off last year? If you would have got more sleep at night and not went out and whatever you did, except for like me, I have kids, so some nights, like last night I didn't sleep, so I didn't train much today because I barely slept. But if if you would not have been drunk the night before, and in the middle of the week or something like that, and then you felt crappy the next day when you came in trading, and then you lost a bunch of money. If you had not got a fight with your spouse, or you're making poor decisions in other areas of your life that are affecting you, how are things like that affecting your trading, your eating habits? You're eating a bunch of junk food that makes you feel bad when you eat it. You wake up feeling messy or something, or you get a massive pizza for lunch, you get puppy tummy, and then you make stupid decisions in the market. All kinds of things can affect how we trade, and we have to learn to make smart tactical decisions with a long-term strategic view in mind and a strategic goal in mind to maintain success. It's not about hitting one $15,000 run because posted that video. You can lose that so quickly, and you will lose it so quickly if you make those stupid decisions and stupid choices. It's just so easy to do. It can happen all the time. So it's important and it's key to every day keep the strategic view in mind of what you're trying to do, and remind yourself, I'm doing this so next year I can be financially free, or I'm doing it next year so I can buy a Rolex and the nicest car on the block and whatever it is. But think about the long term. I'm doing this so I can be out of debt, so I can help my family create a better life for themselves, so I can help my brother or my mother or my church or people around me, so I can teach other people to do this, so I can gain confidence in myself. What steps do I need to take this day, tomorrow, the next day, the next day? The small battles and victories that I have to fight every day, that I have to put in the work for to get to that next level. And every decision you make should be focused on that. Like if you're spending time, watching the stock, looking at stuff at night, trying to study the charts, but you're not spending time with your wife, and your wife's mad at you, and it's going to create more drama and stuff in or spouse, your husband, wife is not mad at you. That might not be the best decision because it could damage other parts of your life. Maybe instead of doing that, you should focus more on that and dedicate some other time to studying charts. In the morning, your morning routine, maybe you should go through a different morning routine to find out something that helps you focus and get in to the right mindset before you sit down. I can't do that very well. Sometimes I'm putting my kids down, running around, like grabbing a cup of coffee, sitting down, and then it's like, okay, the market opens in 30 seconds. It's just a stage of life I'm in. But what changes can you make in the morning to help yourself stay focused, to help yourself mentally acclimate to the day without feeling pressure and stress and running around like you have to do this? What smart decisions can you make with your money outside of trading so you don't feel the financial pressure of winning or losing money? So this is more like monopoly money in the sense of it's business money that you're investing, and you're investing for the outcome next year, not necessarily the outcome next month, or the outcome 6 months from now, not the outcome tomorrow. What are ways you can take pressure off of yourself? This is my New Year's thought, and my, if you want to do New Year's resolution, is to keep focus on that, to make sure every day that I'm focused on the strategic goals that I have for my life, for my family, and for this channel, for the people I trade with, for everything else. Not I'm gonna I'm gonna hit a big. I'm gonna do this in Tesla. I'm gonna smack the crap out of these names today, and you're focused down on this tunnel vision or these runs. So it's in like all of a sudden, you put a run together, you're green. Yo, I'm up 4 grand. 4 grand. That's $1 million a year. I'm done. Boom, $1 million a year. You'd be a millionaire. Or whatever it is, and it's so easy to lose that perspective. Um, or $500, $500, and you're gonna have that cushion in your account to take bigger size. Whatever your goals are, you can write them down. It helps to write down your long-term goals. It's not like some, I don't know. I say just some stupid thing people to tell you to do. Write down your goals. Take a notepad. Write down. I want to try to get here in a year. Talk about it with your spouse. What can we do to get here? How can we get to this point? Okay, I need to do this. Here are some ways I can help myself get there. I don't need to do it all in a day. I need to do it in a year. I need to focus on that every day before you sit down. Maybe you look at that. This is what I'm trying to do today. I'm not trying to catch every run. I'm not trying to bend in every bad trade. I am trying to get here. How do I get there? And keeping that strategic view in mind when you're making decisions and when you're making trades. And you're going to fail, and you're going to have battles, and you're going to lose sometimes, and you're going to win sometimes, and it's going to be a constant battle throughout the year and every single day. But keeping that strategic and learning how to think strategically and delayed gratification and letting a string of good decisions add up to a positive outcome is going to be more beneficial and is going to help you so much in your trading, as opposed to coming in, bending and slamming. You have to defeat that mindset. And I bend and I go into stuff, and there are names I'm playing, and we're doing stuff in here, but it doesn't always pay, and often it doesn't. Most of the time it would pay to get off. One thing I'm going to do this year, starting the next couple days, I'm going to have 2 accounts. One, I'm going to trade, I might do $2,000 to $4,000. Anytime I'm in that range, I'm done for the day automatically in that account, and I just turn it off right away. So it's like you catch 2 or 3 moves, you're done. Because generally speaking, 10 contracts, you catch a few wins or losses. I'm going to put a stop loss on it of like 5,000 or something like that. And so I'm never going to let it go below 5. If I do, I'm off for the day. And then I'll switch to my other account, which will be the one I trade in through the rest of the day. Because I'm on here a lot trying to talk people through stuff, and I'll size down and all that. But I want to see in that account, if I can just hit 2,000 to 4,000 a day, does it pay to hit that and stop? Then trading all day trying to make 5 figures, whatever it is. Which account at the end of the year has more? The one where I trade intelligently and I stop and I lock it in, and then I size down and I work on smart trading or making videos or doing some other stuff. Which one would be more efficient, and which account would be better at the end of the year? So that's something that I'm going to do. I'm not going to, I might post where I'm at in each account, but I'm not like going to do highlights of each one each time. And I'll trade with different sizes probably in each account. But that's something I might do, or that's something I am going to do. And then I don't know how that'll kind of play into this channel, but that's one way I'm going to kind of focus on making that change. So I encourage you to find what your strategic goal is, and to set some strategic goals for yourself. Identify them, write them down, and then every day trade with that strategic goal in mind, with whatever that is, and work towards it. Because then, even if you have a bad day but you didn't blow out, you're still on the right path. You're still on the path. It's all about the path. It's all about the journey. It's not about, getting there tomorrow or the destination. It's about how you're going to get there. So you can stop at the end of the day, and every trade you make and every decision you make and the little choices you make can all come together, and you can be like, you know what? This was the right choice, and this is getting me to where I want to be next year. Not where I want to be next week, where I want to be next year. And yes, you're going to have weekly goals and all that kind of stuff, but that can keep you in focus. And the second thing and the final thing that I'll hit is finding what you're good at and getting better at it. I I am not a big believer in knowing everything. Zool McCool, you asked me, what up, Henry? You asked me about the bearish market. I don't know and I don't care. You know why? Because I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to trade what's in front of me. If it's bearish market, I'm going to do puts. I'm going to size down and do puts. I don't think it's probably not going to be, but it really doesn't matter. I don't think I need to know everything. There's a lot I don't know about the market. I don't know a ton about options other than I get paid really good trading options that are near the money in certain names and using them as a vehicle to trading stocks. I don't have to know all the ins and outs of everything. I don't have to know every single pattern that things are setting up on the daily and all this other kind of stuff and swings and these, some of the stuff helps and it helps to learn things over time gradually, I think. But the most important thing to me is learning what you do really well in the market, because we all have something that we do well, and then being like, okay, I do this well. I'm going to get better at doing that well. And so what information can I take in that's going to help me become better at that? Not better at everything, better at that. I don't need to be able to do swing all this different stuff in the market if it doesn't help me do mainly what I do, which is scalping. Now, it doesn't help me to add knowledge, and it doesn't help me to learn these different patterns over time, especially if they result in certain triggers that can allow me to buy stuff. There's good information to have, and the more information, it's not necessarily bad. But especially as you're learning or as you're growing, you don't need to know it all. You don't have to be good at every aspect of trading because no one is. You need to find what you are really good at, what you can do well, and then you get better at doing what you do well. That's going to set you up for more success than trying to figure out everything in the market and why everything and this and that and bullish and bearish and this means this and this means that and this is this head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart and that means that this is probably and all this crap. There's something to it. I'm sure it's there. Some people make money in it. Do you make money in it? Okay, you don't make money doing that? Okay, then stop. How do you make money? Okay, that's how you make money. Scalping, Mark 1, know your limit dates. Okay, so what can I add to my knowledge, my tools, and my tool shed to help me become better at what I do? Stochastics is a good example of that. So it was like the stochastics, the videos that I have, go check them out. Little Curbster came up with using these stochastics, and they found high probability of when trades work. And if you really just wanted to select 2 or 3 good trades a day or something like that, or even catch some good runs, I've got some videos on that too, you can watch those. The stochastics work. I added that to my repertoire. Why? Because it works and it helps me make money in the way that I make money. So I'm able to look at something and be like, okay, there's a less probability of this working right now. I'm not going to trade it. Oh, this is about to pop. And I can sometimes, I'm on the make, hey, stochastic setup, this is about to pop right here. 1 minute pop, crossing, here you go. And we'll call stuff like that. And it works. And because it works, I use it and I add it and I study it so I can get better and add it to my repertoire. Noticing, where VWAP is at, or the 21 on the daily, or these different levels, A+ triggers and stuff. When you notice things like that, they're helpful because I can add them into what I know, and it helps me make more, and it helps me trade smarter and more intelligently, finding resistance levels and things like that. So don't try to know everything. It's not going to benefit you. Not yet. Find 1 or 2 things that you're good at and get really good at them to the point that you could come on this video with me, and if I asked you, yo, tell me how you made money this year, you could sit on your side of this camera and you could be like, this is what I did, this is what I see, and you could explain it, and you would have the confidence to just say it and to do it, and yep, this is what I do, this is the strategy I look for, this is it, this is it, this is it. And then from there, continue to grow. That's what's going to help you going into 2022. That's what's going to help you become successful. Like Corey's saying, growing your arsenal, growing your ability to trade, growing your ability to see things, but grow it out. Don't start out here where everything is. Start in here. Find what you're good at, what C strategies you're good at, which I'm going to have a lot of videos coming out very soon with those. Find those and then expand and find what makes you money. If it doesn't make you money, who cares? Like, there's a lot of stuff out there I don't try to do and I don't try to know, and I try to just take what I can use from it. Trends that I can see. I don't need to know all the different little things. I just need to find that part of it I could use. There's like 50 things this one other person teaches. I could use that part of it to make myself money. And same thing for me on here talking. Like, you guys listen to me, you don't have to know everything I do or how exactly I do it. You can be like, yeah, Gator Dude's kind of an idiot, but he does 2 or 3 things and it helps me make money. There you go. That's it right there. Find what I do, what Booth does, what Rose does, what other people do, and find ways that they can help you add to your arsenal and make money. That's what this room's here for. We help each other out. We find ways that we can make money, and then we share it. And we share it for free. It's not like we're sitting here charging anybody to do it or being like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. We're, open. We answer questions. People come on here and talk during the day and explain themselves and explain why they do what they do. And we have Google Drives of information and stuff. So we have a lot of information that we share with people. And we want people to get better, and we want people to be successful. And you can take that to your advantage and use it. So do that this year. So those are my 2 things. Those are my 2 New Year's resolutions, as it were, or my 2 things that I would ask you to think about and to focus on. And the 2 things I am mainly going to focus on, and that I do already. So those are my 2 things. It's like I have an idea of where I want to be. And looking back, like each month I kind of do it. Looking back over the last month, the last week, what were the things I did that cost me to lose? Okay. I need to change what I'm doing. If I would have logged off after 30 minutes, if I would have stopped at, at a certain, if I would have put a stop loss in on my day at, $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, if I would have started off smaller in my days as far as the size of my trading and then sized up as I went along and then stopped, would that have helped? So I identify backwards all the time, but I'm asking to do it now. Look back. What are the changes you can make to help yourself grow, to help yourself meet whatever strategic goals you have, and then actively make those changes and fight those tactical battles that you have to fight to get to the strategic place that you want to be a year from now. And then a year from now, look back and look at that goal and see, did I hit it? Am I where I want to be? Did that goal move? Did I accomplish it sooner than I thought? Did I miss it? If I did, why did I miss it? What were the successes along the way? If I change this, I can get better. Constantly adapt, constantly grow yourself, constantly find out what you need to do to change to get to that level, and then take action and make it happen. That's what I'm going to be focusing on going into the new year. One of the reasons I do these videos is it forces me to, 1, it's to help. 2, it's to force me to actually think through and to talk through the decisions I make in trading and to find things that are working and not working. And if if you're making videos and you're doing all this stuff and you're not successful at trading, then it can, I say it's an embarrassment. It almost like forces you, like, hey, I got to make smart decisions. Like, I can blow out and then be like, yo, this guy got a day job now. He failed. So it's like one of those things, hey, I got to do it, and I got to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, that I have confidence in it. Because if you're on camera and you're talking, you don't have confidence, you're not going to get very far. So one of the reasons I do this, as a selfish reason for doing this, is to help myself become better in that way. So that's why I'm going to keep creating content. That's why I want to push stuff out there, is to help and to make myself better, to identify the stuff. So that's my long-term strategic goal in that sense of doing this, is to get to a point where, I can teach it very, very easy and very simply. So set those for yourself. Focus on those, write them down, make goals, and then find ways and make decisions to get yourself to that point. And when you're trying to learn this year, don't learn everything, especially if you're just getting acclimated to this room and you're coming in and you've seen some stuff I or others post and you're like, I want to see what this is about. Don't try to do it all. Learn 1 or 2 things. Get really good at recognizing those 1 or 2 things. and then add a third thing, and then get to know it, add a fourth thing, go back and make sure that you still remember the first thing, add another thing, go slowly, and start with one or two things. It's going to help you not get overload. It's going to help you learn quicker because you'll have something you can succeed in, succeed in. And when you have confidence, excuse me, that confidence in one strategy is going to help you adapt and become better in other strategies. And it'll make you want to learn because you're going to get that reward of being successful. You're going to get that gratification of seeing something work. So those are my thoughts. Those are the what I have for tonight. Not too much going on as far as what I traded today. I got literally like almost no sleep last night. So if I do this, this is the TC2000. I can look. If you have any questions, throw them in Discord or in YouTube chat. I can answer them. I have no idea if we're bullish or bearish. I believe we're permanently bullish for a long time. I don't think we're anywhere close to a bearish market. Sure, we're going to have corrections and pull downs, but show me the last time. Look at this. Show me the last time you would call this bearish. Like, yeah, I'll go to one chart. Sorry. Let's go here. Qs. It's the minute chart. There's the daily. Like what? This is when, like, of 20? April of 20. So since then, like, there's no bearishness here. You have like what, a week? You have like a month maybe of some down moves, and that's it. Bearishness here. This is probably when was this COVID? Yeah, this was what, COVID, and then since then it's just been nonstop up. So no, I don't think we're gonna ever. I mean, eventually we'll have bearish moves. Like, you look, little bearish move, and then boom, all-time highs, pull down, back up. So in the Qs and SPY. So no, I don't think we're bearish moves for sure, but no. Nice move. Tesla here. Actually, yep, we don't need to know as day traders. And if you don't know that about us, we are day traders. We do not like it. Why is this attached? Oh, it's daily, that's why. We do not care about all that stuff. We trade if the market's bullish, we trade put calls. If it's bearish, we trade puts. And that's really all that matters. The rest really doesn't matter at all, to be, completely frank with you. So, yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was thinking about this. So, let's see. Drop this down. Oh, not that. Let me look at this really quick. I mean, I do the same C strategies. I don't really. So Chase is asking in Discord if I track the C strategies and do what's working lately, like Mark Melnick, or do I look? How do I look back? So if I'm having a hard time, I start journaling. I start journaling trades to find out what's working. But generally, it was like today, Tesla was only working when it hit the 8 moving average. When it was bopping up, it was easier to trade if you bought it off the 8 on the 1 minute. I did that a couple of times. I don't track all my trades because I do too many of them. So I generally just like remember or know what's working or not. So it's like I do the Mark 1s, I do the green takes red, and it's kind of like on a daily basis to know what's working. It's like, man, none of the 1 minute breakouts are working. Let's go to a 2 minute chart and trade the 2 minute chart. Okay, the 2 minutes are working, but really it's when the 2 minutes coincide with a 5 minute breakout that it works. So I'm only going to trade the 2 minute breakouts that coincide with a 5 minute breakout. So it's kind of a day to day thing to find out what's working, and it also changes with the names. So AMD was, I think, money today. Was AMD money today? Yeah. I wish I traded it more early. Actually, I tried. It didn't do me good. So I'm not sure if that entirely answers your question, Chase. I hope it does, but I don't look back over the course of a month. It's kind of just like, am I trading? What am I, I'm not looking at all the strategies because I trade, the Mark 1s, know your limits, and green take reds. And then sometimes those coincide with 5-minute breakouts. That's, you know, and they always work for me. The They never stopped working. It's just how you play them changes. And I'm going to talk about that when I do some videos on them. Is it's um, how they work changes, but they almost always work. Not always the 1-minute breakouts and stuff, but even those do. When you get real volume and it starts going, like even those start working. So it's more of just finding how I'm trading them that works, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I adapt how I play the strategies, but I'm always playing the same strategies. I buy them a little bit sooner, I sell them a little bit quicker, I go to a higher time frame, wait for moving averages to hit. Colton. Sometimes. Let's see if I see one. So like this here, let's pretend this is AMD. So AMD runs up. So Colton's asking if this just rips down like this, do I play it differently? Um, Sometimes, yeah. The way I play these, occasionally with the name in the market, and this is sus sometimes, but I play it if it bases and it pops hard and then drops right on or near that moving average, and let's say for 5 seconds or something like that, or whatever, it starts kind of picking up. Sorry, my kids are, one of them is stirring. Um, and it starts kind of basing a little bit and then pulling off. I buy it, and my stop is like the bottom of the candle, depending on the name. And so it drops so hard. Sometimes you get that little bit of pop. So depending on how the name and the market's going, I'll buy it as soon as it hits, like the 21 here, as soon as it bases off of it, and then my stop is the bottom of that candle, and then you just hold it up. So I don't have to wait for this breakout or this breakout. I could buy it here, and then it's easier to hold this shakeout. So I either sell here and make a little bit of money, or I could hold it. You could hold this shakeout because you're probably still green or at least flat, and then you can catch more of the move. I think Tesla did that a couple times today too. Ignore all this garbage. Yeah, like here, I guess you would say. Like that's 2 or 3 minute bar. That one's kind of easy, honestly. It come down and hit the 21 for the first time. You know, bases, drops, bases. You can. I don't know if that would have been easy. It was probably choppy. So it doesn't really change how I play them, but it kind of, it like if it drops hard and it stops dropping and trades sideways for a few seconds, I'll buy in small size and try to run up more of it. Yeah, it does. It does work. It can also be risky though. Like if let's see if I can find one that failed. I just keep those on a tighter leash. I'm sure there were some that failed. Okay, here. Let's pretend that you did that here, and this is going to be one that failed. This is end of the day, so like you probably shouldn't be doing that anyway here. But you're here, you get this drop, and we'll just say this is a big drop or whatever, and then it pops up. So I'm like, okay, I'm in, and then it could just do this. And so that does happen. So it's not like, oh, every time it goes down and hits something, you're good, because that's a moving average. That's the 55. So it drops, and then you could do it again. Like, okay, I lost on, boom, it dropped down. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Boom, I lost on that one. Okay. So you do have to be careful with it. It doesn't always work, but sometimes that's how I play it. Mine's not on 1080, Brent. Well, I'll do that. I'll look at it and see. I don't have it set up perfectly for streaming, but it should be in HD on YouTube if you go back. Hope that is, or hope y'all can read it. Any other questions before I'll call this? Happy New Year. A lot of new content coming out. Yes, I watch the bid. So if I always watch the ask, and if it's going in the opposite direction, I always watch the bid. and no FOMO S in Discord. If I go, if I'm always watch the ask when I'm entering on the ask, not on the bid or the print if it's going up. So if I'm doing puts and it's going down on the level 2 of the stock, am I watching the bid? Yes, I'm watching the bid. If I'm shorting something, I'm watching that bid drop. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's overlaid to. I'll have to mess with it. So if y'all do want to, we are in Discord. You can I'll add a link to this video descriptor. Thanks, you're welcome, Colton. And you can always join the Discord. You can follow me on here. And if you want to talk, ask questions, whatever it is, I'm always free. You can message me. I will message you back when I get the chance. I try to keep on top of them, but sometimes with kids and other things, I don't get around to it quickly, but I'll always do my best to get back to you. If you did spend tonight watching with us, I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming, for hanging out. If you have any questions, if you like or disagree with what I had to say today, you can always leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Any suggestions for videos and stuff, I'm be glad to take them. I'm going to be doing some stuff kind of like what I did the other day. I think that was a good one. Do some other stuff. Strategies, explaining the videos and stuff like that, setup videos and some other stuff coming soon. So I hope you all enjoy it. Share the content if you want to. If you don't, you don't have to. But I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us. Trade Smart, I ended a small green day today. So, well, decent green day, but it was, a modest green day today. So I'm going to try to trade intelligently tomorrow. Come into it clean. Annual, not trying to make my year tomorrow, just another smart day of trading. Try to make 3 or 4 good trades, then 3 or 4 more good trades, and that's how I'm going to take it tomorrow. So I'll come in and see what the market has to give me. Thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later.